This is a Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. A few days ago, I released a video that I named Sex is Easy and Cheap. Is that good or bad? The conclusion we got to was that it is definitely bad and it ruins the family. And as you might know by now, the pillars of the Men of High Value movement are truth, freedom, and family. Those are the things we're fighting for. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Men of high value, because it is not a one-man job to fix this problem. And in order for us to understand how we can solve this problem, we've got to understand the past. We've got to understand history. We've got to read a lot about how the world functioned and how things used to be in order for us to understand the now and also for us to understand that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things, the truth, in order for us to put that in place so that the future can become absolutely fantastic for ourselves, but especially for our posterity. The question is, where do we start in history? Because we can look at this from a secular point of view or we can look at it from a religious point of view. It does not matter. The solution is exactly the same no matter how you look at it. The secular point of view is that in 80% of all human societies that have ever lived on planet Earth, 80% of them or more lived in polygamous societies. Polygyny means that there's one man married to many women. When we look at the Abrahamic religions and look at the promises that was made between God and Abraham for living polygyny, we understand that that was not necessarily wrong. From the religious point of view, it can be argued and debated back and forth until you're blue in the face. The point is, we've got to understand when monogamy became enforced, very much enforced, and it was not in the scriptures. It was not in the Bible. There's not many people that notice, but the word the Bible stands for many books. Which means that there were books, documents, and letters that were not put together before long after Jesus was gone. These books were put together during the time of the Nicene Creed, and who was it that put this book together? It was the Roman Catholic Church. What we now understand about the Bible is that the Roman Catholic Church had a lot to do with what was put in the Bible and what was excluded from the Bible. It was not God literally that came down and put the Bible down together. So we know that there could have been mistakes and things that were excluded that maybe should have remained in the book. When people say that we should take the Bible literally, word for word, it's a joke. Because the Bible has gone through countless of translations over the years. And we have to remember that it was copied by hand by Catholic priests for a very, very long time until we got the printing press. The printing press is a rather new invention. Whenever the Roman Catholic Church wanted to change something in the Bible, they could. And if we know something about the Romans, it was that they wanted to exert control over the people. I have nothing against the Roman Catholic Church today. I'm just explaining you history. I also have nothing against the Bible. I actually believe in the Bible and I believe in Jesus as well. But I've also studied the Bible and I understand the contradictions that are found in it because of man. And because of man-made mistakes, some done on purpose and others done not on purpose. Why am I spending so much time explaining the Bible and the Roman Catholic Church when we're basically going to talk about sex and talk about the family? And well, what are you talking about, Joseph? I'm telling you about history. We've got to understand history in order for us to understand the now and in order for us to understand what to do with the future. Did the Bible expressly say that polygyny is evil and should never ever be done? No, it's not the case. Martin Luther, one of the greatest reformers of all of history when it came to God and when it came to understanding the Bible, his opinion about polygyny was that it was never outlawed in the Bible. However, he believed that it was wrong. Let's understand a little bit about what was going on during this time frame. Did they have birth control pills? No, they did not. Was there widespread religious beliefs among all of the people? Yes, there was. Was there social stigma for doing things outside of wedlock? Absolutely. What happened when they did do things outside of wedlock during that time frame? Very often they either got punished or the man had to get married to the woman who he had slept with. There were huge consequences for doing things out of wedlock, including especially pregnancy. So during this time frame, were women free to express their emotions and to be true to themselves and to be true to their hearts and do basically whatever they wanted to do according to how they felt? Absolutely not. Now fast forward a couple of hundred years where a lot of people are simply not religious anymore, and what happens to women's sexuality? We now know about hypergamy. We now know about females' true nature. For a very long time, because of the religious setting and the social stigma associated with sex and pregnancy outside of wedlock, people started believing that women are actually a lot less sexual than what men are. Oh, no, no, no. Women are sensual and sexual creatures, and in many ways a lot more than men. The reason why men are so intensely focused on sex and immediate gratification is because they're feminine. So you gotta understand that. Masculinity is about discipline, is about keeping things in order and making sure that you're obedient to the truth and to the law and making sure that everything can work long term. Establishing family, taking responsibility. It is completely feminine to be immersed in the now and how you feel right now despite the consequences of what's gonna happen. That's why men who sleep around today without thinking that it has any consequences for themselves, for the women that they sleep with, and for society at large, they're feminine. And hopefully I can help men to begin to realize this one man at a time. Women have a lot of emotional needs that are not being met. They want safety and security from having someone that can provide for them. Or some of them actually want to provide for themselves as well, but not in the long term. They love to have someone that can cooperate with them when it comes to their financials. But they also want to be in love and have amazing sexual relationships. Unfortunately, every single long-term relationship that a woman is in, she loses sexual interest. That is the way things work when it comes to long-term relationships, which is really bad for families. Now that we've begun to understand the true female nature, and we begin to understand that they're completely uninterested in sex when they're together with the guy for a very long time, and the reason why is not because of the length of time. The reason why is because the longer they're with a man, the fewer women begin to approach their man. The less women are interested in their man, the less this woman will be interested in her man herself. If we go a bit deeper in understanding the woman so that we can understand the world, we begin to see that women need other women to be interested in their man for them to be long-term interested in their same man. Women are wired to be monogamous. Women are wired to be monogamous and to be with only one man when they're feminine. The more masculine they become, the more they want multiple partners, and they become like us. However, they cannot love men equally, the same way that we men can love women equally. Why is that? It's because women are attracted to something different than we are attracted to. We are attracted to beauty. We're attracted to femininity. We're attracted to youth and fertility. That's what we're attracted to. Women, on the other hand, they're attracted to power. Men that have the ability to do, to perform, to accomplish, to create. Men who are able to compete against other men and win. Those are the guys that women are attracted to, especially if they've got the resources to back that up and prove that they're able to perform. Also, if their man is able to turn on other women, it is an immediate and automatic turn on for that woman as well. Women were wired for other women to be interested and desirous of her man. And that's one of the biggest reasons that polygyny is the solution for all of this. When I got married as a 23-year-old, that was not what I was imagining as a relationship. I was marrying as a virgin, and I was fired up about getting married because now I could finally have as much sex as I wanted, and I had a beautiful woman to be my wife, and we were gonna have kids, and this is gonna be amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, it turned out completely differently. It was a lot harder than I thought. It was a lot more expensive than I thought. And she was not interested in me at all, and I was massively feminine. And it took me a long time to understand the woman, and I dug deep in order to figure it out. And it's because of my failure, my mess, that I now have a message for you guys. And the message is that marrying right now in the current circumstances is a very, very, very bad idea. I do not recommend my kids ever to get married. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? And the reason why I'm not recommending it to my kids is because marriage is only for one-on-one monogamy. This is what I suggest. I suggest 3 girls in love. I suggest we return back to the patriarchal way of having responsible polygyny in order for us to make sex more expensive. That's our job. That's our goal. If we're going to raise a future generation, a better society, and bring it back up and put it back in place, we have to bring family back on top. I'm completely against sleeping around because it destroys women. That's exactly what destroys women, and that's what we're fighting. And this is the exact reason why we're bringing back responsible polygyny in cohabitating unions, as I will explain in the next video. This is the Men of High Value channel. I am fired up about this movement and what we're going to create together. I hope you follow me here. Comment down below what your thoughts are about the things that I've shared, and I'll see you in the next one.